Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Sunday, March 21st, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 554 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Julia Letlow wins Louisiana congressional seat, CBS News projects. A man was arrested after he verbally assaulted, pepper-sprayed an Asian gas station owner because the suspect wanted to pay in all coins. Wary Philippines says 200 Chinese vessels at disputed reef. COVID vaccines, why some Americans are choosy about their jab. New Orleans DA, priest, two dominatrices face vandalism charges after having sex on altar. Nearly half of Americans think black people face a lot of discrimination, survey says. Man killed by Arlington police was accused of raping two young girls, authorities say. 78 years after Alaska airman went missing in World War II, his remains are returned to his family. SAS ordered to start disrupting Russian meddling around the world. Parties over, Miami Beach closing causeways, imposing spring break South Beach curfew. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Largest asteroid to pass by Earth this year will be moving unusually fast, CNN. Late free throws give number 14 Abilene Christian 53-50 to upset win over number 3 Texas, Yahoo Sports. LeBron James out indefinitely with high ankle sprain, Sports Center, ESPN. Rudy Giuliani tried to sick cops on board crew after humiliating scene, says producer, HuffPost. Qantas Plus, governments to insist on vaccines for flying, BBC News. Hundreds rally in San Francisco to denounce violence against Asian Americans, KPIX CBS SF Bay Area. Oregon NCAA tournament game cancelled because of COVID protocols, The Washington Post. Republican Julia Letlow wins special congressional election in Louisiana, NBC News projects, NBC News. Miami Beach imposes curfew as crowds, chaos overwhelms spring break paradise, New York Post. Make or break 2021 season for Giants Daniel Jones after Kenny Golladay signing, Bleacher Report. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Donald Trump's personal Boeing reportedly sits moldering at small New York airport. Supporters rally across the nation against anti-Asian hate after spa shootings. Rudy Giuliani tried to sick cops on board crew after humiliating scene, says producer. Miami Beach declares state of emergency over out-of-control spring breakers. NCAA improves weight room for women's March Madness tournament after backlash. Biden eyes new goal after U.S. clears 100 shots since January 20th. Zack Snyder's Justice League is bombastic, indulgent and better than the original. MRS, Doubtfire director Chris Columbus addresses rumored NC-17 cut. Sharon Stone says she was duped into going commando in Basic Instinct. Arizona newspaper slaps down GOP gov's lies about Boulder drug busts. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Driver suspected of DUI strikes police officer. Deaths of woman, daughter under investigation. World War II vet who survived COVID turns 100. Hospital CEO under scrutiny for vaccinating 200. 5 shot at Houston after hours nightclub. Officer who shot man had gun behind his back. Restaurant owner jailed for violating COVID orders. Dog kills toddler after she got too close to food. DR living W family after a year in RV to keep COVID-19 away. soldier killed by stepson, assaulted teen's mom. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. The NCAA Women's Tournament is overloaded with talent. 2 New Orleans state senators win runoff spots for U.S. House seat. March Madness Live, NCAA Tournament updates. Miami Beach shuts down late-night spring break parties. NCAA's fear of a canceled tournament game arrives. Auctions of cars, watches and furniture heat up. Protesters gather in Atlanta to stop Asian hate. What to know about the trial of the Eric Chauvin? Police mishandled Black Lives Matter protests, reports say. Atlanta suspects' fixation on sex is familiar thorn for evangelicals. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Abilene Christian beats Texas on late free throws for first NCAA Division I tournament win in school history. Juzang carries number 11 UCLA past 6th-seeded Bayou, 73-62. Sarasota Fairgrounds shooting reported, prompting investigation, police say. Kispert, Gonzaga roll past Norfolk State 98-55 in NCAA's. Border Patrol in Rio Grande Valley considering releasing illegal crossers into U.S. without court date. Stanford's Tara Vanderveer eviscerates NCAA over issues before tournament, I feel betrayed. LeBron James sprains right ankle in loss, out indefinitely. Shane Griffith wins NCAA national wrestling title as Stanford plans to axe program. Oklahoma slips past former Big 12 rival Missouri in NCAA's. Virginia loses 62-58 to Preston, Ohio, ending title defense. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Sunday, March 21st. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. William was angry at Harry and Meghan's insulting and disrespectful response to Queen. Harry and Meghan drive a $170,000 Range Rover, just like the ones favored by the royals. William is still very upset after Harry and Meghan's interview. Queen plans diversity drive. Palisade rubbishes Harry and Meghan's claim that men in grey suits run the monarchy. People are walking out if they cannot get the cipher jab. Why does she seem to dislike Britain so much? Supermarkets warn ministers not to strike Brexit trade deals with countries with poor animal welfare. One of UK's biggest brewers to open 700 pubs on glorious April 12. Star Paltrow's latest tip for her 8 million Goop fans is ethical porn. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Filipino troops capture rebel commander, rescue last hostage. Yemen rebels admit tear gas behind fire at migrant detention. Erdogan pulls Turkey out of European treaty aimed at protecting women from violence. Everything you need to know about the Tokyo Olympics. Wary Philippines says 200 Chinese vessels at disputed reef. Tokyo Olympics organizers ban spectators from outside Japan in pandemic control measure. Brazil officials warn clash looms between indigenous minors. Biden is on his heels amid a migrant surge at Mexico border. Pakistan's prime minister contracts coronavirus 2 days after his first vaccine dose. In this Nigerian city, Pfizer fears loom over the vaccine rollout. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news. French intensive care unit patients at highest level this year, half of all UK adults vaccinated. NSW Weather Live updates. Gladys Berejiklian says Mid-North Coast experiencing once-in-a-century event. Turkish lira could plunge 15% as Erdogan faces market wrath for sacking bank chief. LA Lakers star LeBron James out indefinitely with high ankle sprain. Israel, thousands rally against Netanyahu ahead of tied election contest. Hands of Stone, Canelo Alvarez makes impression at Grauman's Chinese Theater. NCAA creates weight room for women's players amid widespread backlash. Leandro Trossard sets brilliant Brighton on path to demolition of Newcastle. Myanmar's besieged resistance streams of People's Army to counter junta. Atlanta spa shootings, Georgia hate crimes law could see first big test. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Prosecutor, man accused of one murder says he really killed 16. Obama-era officials return to White House worth millions. Turkey withdraws from European treaty protecting women. Germany, police clash with protesters against virus measures. After testing meeting, China says will discuss climate with U.S. Miami Beach declares emergency due to out-of-control spring break crowds. Search for suspect underway in Dallas nightclub shooting. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. More Sydney areas ordered to evacuate over major flooding risk. Qantas Plus, governments to insist on vaccines for flying. Mozambique conflict, why are U.S. forces there? The website helping to sell homes with a bloody past. Myanmar coup, tales from the streets of sacrifice and fear. North Korea's only openly gay defector finds love. Coronavirus, the Indian factory making 6,000 syringes a minute. Pakistan, 2 men sentenced to death for motorway rape. Elon Musk denies Tesla cars are used for spying in China. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Victim's family heard after man claims 16 murders. Children are appearing in immigration court alone as Biden administration faces pressure from activists. Prosecutor, man accused of murder says he killed 16. What's going to happen to me, reflecting on a pandemic college year, through the eyes of student newspapers. Politicians, activists slam anti-Asian discrimination at NYC vigil for Atlanta victims. AP Top Stories March 20th p. Stand up, fight back, Atlanta rally decries anti-Asian violence, mourns spa shooting victims. Protesters rally in Atlanta to stop Asian hate. We need protection, Georgia State Senator Michelle warned of anti-Asian violence before Atlanta shootings. Fencing around U.S. Capitol removed as threat sees. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Hundreds gather in San Francisco's Chinatown for rally against anti-Asian attacks and racism. An Echo Park homeless couple take their wedding vows as they face possible eviction. Earthquake, 3.0 quake reported in Ontario. LA County reports 521 new coronavirus cases, 56 deaths. ICE released a sick detainee from Adelanto immigration facility. He died 3 days later. I'm scared I won't be believed. Asians fight to have racist hate documented. Woman arrested in connection with fire that killed 3 in Lake Elsinore. Column, a deranged white man aiming his bullets at Asians, the urgent lesson of 1989 Stockton massacre. A Mexican mother fleeing domestic violence sent her children to California. She died trying to follow them. LA's promise of social equity for marijuana businesses has been painfully slow for entrepreneurs. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Sunday, March 21st, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Philippines says 220 Chinese militia vessels seen in disputed waters this month. Anger, condemnation after Turkey exits treaty to protect women. Japan's Intellectual Property High Court ruled on March 18 that performances by students in lessons at music schools are not subject to fees from Japan's music copyright body, in a modification of a February 2020 ruling that stated teachers and students playing was chargeable. Tiananmen Square in London, UK Council seeks to rename streets near Chinese Embassy's new site. Canadian Conservative Party votes not to recognize climate crisis as real. Police use water cannon as German lockdown protest turns violent. 6 lions found dead in Uganda National Park. Ukraine is hardening its coastline against Russian attack. Worsening violence in western Ethiopia forcing civilians to flee. China, U.S. to form climate change working group, China says. Calgary seeing rise in anti-Asian hate crimes, incidents, police, community members. 3 days to election, tens of thousands of Israelis protest against Netanyahu throughout Israel. Israel receives International Criminal Court letter on war crimes probe, details focus on Gaza and settlements, report. Revealed, the grim list of sex abuse claims against Metropolitan Police. The Guardian. Syrian oil minister Bassam Tama has revealed that around 90% of Syrian oil is under the control of U.S. forces. The next headlines are from Forbes. New York Giants close deal with receiver Kenny Golladay. South by Southwest 2021, Gaia is a shocking, claustrophobic, novel eco-horror journey. The 10 best movies to stream before they disappear from Netflix at the end of March. Miami Beach declares state of emergency amid spring break chaos. Tiger King stands in the way of Ginny and Georgia breaking this Netflix record. The 25 most popular shows on Netflix in 2021, updated March 20th. The 25 most popular movies on Netflix in 2021, updated March 20th. South by Southwest 2021, The Spine of Night boasts impressive fantasy horror world building and a novel story. These states have vaccinated more than 1 in 3 adult residents against coronavirus. South by Southwest 2021, Broadcast Signal Intrusion is an eerie noir thriller inspired by a creepy real-life mystery. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,693,406,797 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Winter Soldier co-creator reveals mixed feelings about new Marvel series. The Lost Sons Review, a documentary mystery about a kidnapped baby, and the haunted adult he, maybe, grows up to be. Tenet is coming to HBO Max in May. Lester Holt surprises Virginia 20-year-old on the autism spectrum with animation scholarship. Why the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is so pointed about race, nationalism and the world today. MRS, Doubtfire director confirms existence of R-rated cut. Peter Rabbit 2 feet bounces to 4th of July weekend. Tiger King 1 year later, what's the latest on Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin? Firefly Lane star Sarah Chalk talks possible season 2 and a Scrubs TV movie reunion. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry speak out against predatory practices after tabloid investigation. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Protesters across Europe clash with police over COVID-19 lockdowns. Under fire, the NCAA apologizes and unveils new weight room for women's tournament. 6 lions found dead in Uganda National Park. We will not go back. Vigils honoring Atlanta victims draw mourners across U.S. Glynn Lunny, NASA flight director with a key role in saving Apollo 13, dies at 84. New lockdowns in Europe as COVID-19 cases soar. Pakistan's PM tests positive. Overseas spectators will be banned from Tokyo Olympics due to COVID-19 risks. More Black and Latinx Americans are embracing COVID-19 vaccination. Louisiana to hold 2 special elections Saturday to fill congressional seats. Opinion: the 8 we lost. The following headlines are from the week. The GOP prepares to go on the defensive as DC state hub movement gains momentum. Cost concerns are driving COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy among seniors, study finds. Doctors describe campaign of sexual violence against women fleeing fighting in Ethiopia. EU may have relied a little bit too much on the free markets for vaccines, top scientist says. Susan Collins is baffled as to why the White House would want to alienate her. 10 things you need to know today, March 20, 2021. Biden, Harris imply Trump bears some responsibility for surge in violence against people of Asian descent. 6 self-sufficient homes. 5 scorchingly funny cartoons about Mitch McConnell's filibuster threat. Will the U.S. economy power a global recovery? The next headlines are from Universe Today. Perseverance's landing site named for Octavia Butler. Remembering NASA Flight Director Glynn Lunny, 1936 to 2021. Work begins on cleaning up Arecibo. The job could cost $50 million. These are the news headlines for today, Sunday, March 21st. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Julia Letlow wins special election to replace her late husband in Congress. The crisis is in Washington. Overwhelmed border officials urge D.C. to act. DNC reports best ever February fundraising for a non-presidential year. Feinstein says Senate should look at reforming the filibuster. Austin hints India's purchase of Russian missile system could trigger sanctions. Will at-home abortions make Roe v. Wade obsolete? Opinion: what Andrew Cuomo's survival, so far, says about New York. California recall all but certain based on official signature update. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Women and girls deserve so much better. AFL 2021 Live updates. Saints and Giants get wet and wild in Sydney. Power thump Bruce by 52 points. The Age photos of the week, March 21st, 2021. Maher, used as get Group 1 opportunities on delayed Golden Slipper Day. A nation in the dock, Britain faces up to heavy cost of its pandemic failures. LeBron sidelined indefinitely with ankle injury. Victorian Liberal leader announces new front bench after failed spill. Former cycling doctor struck off medical register. Tigers hold off Eagles in historic punt road win. UN second at Milan San Remo as Chuivan stuns field. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Moneyist, we did not place blame or offer advice. Are we flaunting our wealth if we give our friends and family money? The Moneyist, my husband told me that my $1,400 stimulus check will be spent on aluminum siding on our home. How can I reclaim what's mine? The moneyest, my parents want to use $300,000 in retirement savings to pay off $160,000 left on their home. Is that a good idea? Dispatches from a pandemic, my pulse rate would shot up to 120 as I gasped my way into the ER. Italy resumes AstraZeneca vaccine, and tightens lockdown. The moneyest, they lease cars they cannot afford. Our best friends share our pandemic pod, but they're reckless spenders. Should we speak up? The moneyest, I'm 60 and lost my job due to COVID-19. My husband makes $150K. We saved $1.3 million. Do I resign myself to early retirement? The moneyest, my wife and I have 3 kids. I also have 3 kids from a previous marriage. How should we split our house among these 6 children? The moneyest, I married the life of the party, but he's different at home. He takes his money woes out on me and calls me a gold digger. Asian American businesses are dealing with 2 viruses, reeling from racist incidents. Many are hurting financially during COVID-19. Dispatches from a pandemic, this hellfire of a year, COVID-19 long haulers face financial and medical uncertainty in pandemic year 2. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Patents registered by women in Oman reached 115 in 2020, Times of Oman. Apple hit with $308.50 verdict in EDTX patent trial, Law 360. The next headlines are from Quartz. The UK's pathway to net zero carbon emissions is about to get harder. Why Indian films and TV shows have found a second home in Ghana. Weekend edition, ESG cannot be ignored, the first NFT article, Colorism by Numbers. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Game Jam winner spotlight, Fish Magic. Life imitates art, Warren Spector says he wouldn't make Deus Ex in today's toxic climate. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Miami. Bayou basketball. Abilene Christian. Ohio University. Gonzaga. UConn basketball. Oklahoma basketball. USC basketball. Maryland basketball. LeBron James. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Migrant kids held in U.S. custody soar to 15,500 as journalists and rights advocates demand to see conditions inside border camps. Seventh Heaven, Aslan Karatsev's meteoric rise hurdles on as tennis sensation nabs title in comparison to ex-world number 1 Safin. Miami Beach imposes emergency curfew for entertainment district and closes bridges into city amid spring break chaos. Stop destroying our kids' lives, clashes, arrests as thousands protest against COVID lockdown in London, videos. Watch Ukrainian presidential office in Kiev vandalized by radicals protesting against sentence to neo-Nazi leader. Knockout, Beterbiev blasts out Deans in 10th round of one-sided but drawn-out Moscow title defense. Israelis gather for massive anti-Netanyahu protest days before election as PM faces corruption scandal, video. He's behind you, fans blast ref after defenseless fighter is knocked out from behind in bizarre N2 boxing title bout, video. Parody video showing Trump knocking Biden down Air Force One stairs could lead to assassination attempt, MSNBC analyst says. Bare knuckle FC newcomer Paige Van Zandt squirt scream on herself while bigging a bow out of fellow brawler and ex-UFC star Garcia. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Brandon Smith, is the illegal immigration crisis all about new COVID lockdowns? If you move to these cities, the American dream is still achievable. The never-ending battle between Leviathan and Liberty. Meet Digit, a humanoid robot testing package delivery from curb to doorstep. A threat to American democracy, federal judge alleges Democrats control almost all major news outlets. Blame millennials for the dramatic surge in cord cutting. America's upside-down economy just took another bizarre turn. If Bitcoin didn't exist, we'd have to invent it right now. Defiant U.S. soldiers openly questioning why BLM riots weren't treated like Capitol insurrection. The Great Donkification. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Philippines says 220 Chinese vessels spotted at disputed reef. Evacuations ordered in Sydney amid 1 in 100-year floods. Congo, Guy Bryce Parfait Kala was hospitalized with COVID-19. Stop Asian hate, hundreds demand justice for Atlanta victims. Thousands protest against Netanyahu days before Israeli polls. Brazil in talks with U.S. to import extra COVID vaccines. Local doctors angry as Kenya offers COVID vaccines to diplomats. With a surplus looming, how should the U.S. use excess vaccines? COVID jabs bring relief for vulnerable California farm workers. Why is violence against Asian Americans on the rise? The next headlines are from Breitbart. 7 pro-life bills head to full Texas Senate. Federal judge accuses New York Times, Washington Post of shocking bias against Republicans. Watch, hundreds rally for Michigan restaurateur jailed over Gretchen Whitmer coronavirus orders. Justin Bieber accused of profiting off the civil rights movement after using MLK Jr. clips in new music. 8-year-old tosses mattress from burning Chicago home's window, leaps to safety. Pitbull finds forever home after spending 667 days in Los Angeles shelter. Report, NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio heckled during vigil, anti-Asian hate protest. Texas diner threatens to charge for arguments about wearing masks. Elon Musk denies Tesla vehicles used for spying in China. Rapper Lil Mama says she is starting a heterosexual rights movement. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 1, Animal mutilation perpetrators are creatures from outer space, Sheriff Tex Graves, Logan County, Colorado, 1979. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Island overrun with rats completely recovers in only 11 years after ecosystem had been decimated. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. Watch what happens when an octopus steals a tennis ball from a border collie. MIT scientists develop the perfect breathable earth-friendly fabric using the same material as single-use bags. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Sunday, March 21st. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Joe Exotic reflects on year since Tiger King debut. It has been a year of hell. Dad arrested after bringing toddler into elephant habitat at SD Zoo, SDPD. Bicyclist falls to death trying to beat Florida drawbridge. Chicago suburbs reparations proposal divides black community. It was a cat tranquilizer, says man who is accused of biting ear off of seatmate on flight. Young female Japanese biker is really 50-year-old man with luscious hair using face app. The ancient fabric that no one knows how to make. Did Joe Biden quit? Call Kamala Harris U.S. President and the internet explodes. Video. Penis size is shrinking due to environmental pollution, scientist warns. Catawba County deputies find real firearms disguised as Nerf guns while conducting drug bust. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. There's more evidence Twitter is testing an undo button, but it'll cost you. Mars missions could leave astronauts with severe psychological damage, new study. What's up with the Apple App Store's privacy changes? Hardware wallets, here's what you need to know if you're new to Bitcoin. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Sunday, March 21st from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Little Cottonwood Canyon to close overnight, more precipitation expected this week. Dominant Utes win Pac-12 gymnastics championships. Cougars waited a long time to return to the NCAA tournament, but fall to UCLA 73-62 in first round. University of Utah under fire from animal rights group over monkey deaths. Child missing in South Salt Lake. Spectators from abroad to be barred from Tokyo Olympics. 3 weeks into Bayou's spring football practice, who's getting the best of it, the offense or defense? South Salt Lake police arrest woman after fatal shooting. Adult film star urges Utah Governor Spencer Cox to veto porn blocker bill. Eric Walden, until time travel comes to the NBA, we'll just have to settle for this modern game being the best era of basketball. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Startup founders can now bypass venture capitalists with crowdfunding. Will China's government subsidize technology ultimately export authoritarianism? 5 sites on Moz, Architecture Studio releases its plans. Microsoft Defender antivirus now automatically mitigates Exchange server vulnerabilities. Acer hit by $50 million ransomware attack. Sony won't back down on $1,400 in charges made to grandmother's credit card. Will CRISPR offer hope for controlling African swine fever? Purism says unfair iOS policies forced it to remove its VPN tunnel from iOS Store. 2.9-ton battery pallet becomes largest mass ever discharged from space station. Rust takes tentative first step toward Linux kernel. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. St. Louis County Police issue endangered person advisory for 22-year-old autistic man. One person shot multiple times near Lake St. Louis Walmart. Illinois first positive rabies case of 2021 found in bat. Pedestrian struck, killed on I-70 and Adelaide Saturday morning. Fire destroys reptile house at Missouri petting zoo. Teenager killed in crash on I-55 in Sta, Genevieve County. Fairview Fire Department finds unusual object after downed power line transforms ground. 7 small business finalists chosen for 3 free months of rent to test St. Louis storefront. You paid for it, Imperial neighborhood fights to stop new development. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Petco Park vaccination site closes to make way for Padres opening day. Motorcyclist killed in I-5 crash. Video shows elephant charge man, 2-year-old in zoo exhibit. Can you choose which COVID vaccine you get? Morning fog gives way to some patchy drizzle on cooler Saturday. Teen killed, 8 others hurt in crash after high school football game. Freeway shooting leaves 1 dead and another wounded, shuts down I-805. News now, speeding teens cause deadly crash after football game, police say. Strong quake shakes Japan, no immediate reports of damage. Masked fans elated to watch Friday night football from the bleachers again. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Bulgarian Prime Minister tells Russia to stop spying. The 10 best movies directed by Steven Spielberg, according to Metacritic. China reportedly bans Tesla cars from military facilities over spying fears. 6 James Bond side characters that were supposed to return in the 007 movies and never did, Cinema Blend. This week in apps, Google Play slashes commissions, Apple sued over scammy apps, YouTube launches a TikTok clone in the US. Elon Musk denies Tesla cars were used to spy in China. Britain backs Bulgaria after first Russian spying since the end of World War II discovered. Elon Musk to China, Tesla would be shut down if cars were used for spying. Show and tell, the not-so-secret mission of the CEO boss Mike Burgess. Elon Musk denies cars were used to spy in China, Tesla would be shut. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. South Korea looks to buy AGM-114R multi-purpose Hellfire II missiles. Terrifying new video shows moment Afghan military helicopter crash. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Sunday, March 21st, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Antioch police ask for public's help in solving summer homicide. Man seriously injured in San Jose stabbing, suspect detained. 20,000 masks designed by Bay Area artists to be distributed. Police arrest driver suspected of purposely hitting motorcyclist in Santa Rosa. Third stimulus and SSI, what it means for Social Security recipients. Growing calls for San Francisco School Board VP to resign over alleged racist tweets. San Jose flea market still open for business despite rumors of closure. People rally in San Francisco's Chinatown to stop Asian hate. 2 injured in shooting at San Mateo Hotel parking lot. BART service restored in Oakland after gas leak capped. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Suburban Mosaic, area Asian Americans to rally against hate March 27th. Man dies after crashing through Arlington Heights backyard in minivan. COVID-19 update, 120,426 vaccine doses, 1,962 cases, 25 deaths. After decorated military career, Antioch vet continues service in the community. Illinois, Loyola ready for rare in-state tournament matchup. Woman gets jail time in Via Park area burglary. Carpentersville man pleads guilty to drug-induced homicide. Force rapid bat report of 2021 comes out of DuPage County. Jim O'Donnell, no action for legal books and bettors in Illinois on Illinois Loyola. Constable, rock your socks down syndrome event celebrates inclusion. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 10 km, in Vanuatu March 20, 2021, 1542 UTC, few people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 7 m, depth 54 km, in Japan March 20, 2021, 9:09 UTC, 2,630,000 people within 100 kilometers. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Sunday, March 21st in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Stop Asian Hate Vigil at Discovery Green honors 8 killed in Atlanta shootings. Harris County Sheriff's Office gives detailed look at street racing arrest. Missing 18-year-old Humble girl with autism found safe, family says. HPD could hit 100 murders in less than 3 months, data shows. Lakers superstar LeBron James out indefinitely with high ankle sprain. Volcano in Iceland spews lava in first eruption in 6,000 years. Video. Helping to save businesses during pandemic may be easier than it sounds. As Texas expands COVID-19 vaccination eligibility, racial disparities persist among Black, Hispanic residents. Woman's bank account wiped out by scammers in growing stimulus scam. Police says no evidence of shooting found at Galleria Mall after panic erupts among shoppers. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Men arrested after taking daughter into zoo, elephant habitat. In French woods, rivals take aim at Senator's World War I research. Man carries toddler into San Diego Zoo's elephant habitat. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, Bjork's sense of relief is a volcanic eruption. Brooklyn resident is New York's first known case of Brazilian COVID variant. New busway launching on notoriously congested 181st Street in Washington Heights. NYC virtual vigil for Atlanta shooting victims spotlights vulnerabilities of Asian women massage workers. Do your job. At rally, Cuomo accuser Lindsey Boylan demands Assembly Speaker impeach governor. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Quarter of all New Yorkers have received at least one COVID vaccine dose, Cuomo says. Envelopes containing white powdery substance sent to 6 Manhattan schools. New York will soon get 1.65 million vaccine doses a week in federal supercharge. Hundreds attend Union Square vigil for peace and against anti-Asian racism. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. The value of water goes far beyond its stock price. Access to safe water never loses value. Oral health should be a development priority. Indigenous communities in Mexico fight energy projects. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Scientists create living entities in the lab that closely resemble human embryos. Ghislaine Maxwell case details too sensational and impure for public, judge says. With over $1 billion spent, domestic dark money dwarfs all foreign influence on 2020 election. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Prosecutor, man accused of one murder says he really killed 16. Sex addiction isn't a justification for killing, or really an addiction. Turkey withdraws from European treaty protecting women. Did Babe Ruth replace George Halas in the Yankees outfield? Attacked spas had been targeted by prostitution stings. Did Fred Rogers sue the KKK? Is Meghan Markle planning to run for U.S. president in 2024? Asian women say shootings point to relentless, racist tropes. Is a Boeing 727 airplane house visible in the woods on Google Maps? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. We will continue to rage. SWAT breaks up massive crowds defying curfew in Miami Beach. Atlanta massacre victim Sun Cha Kim was a grandmother, an immigrant and a fighter. Mar-a-Lago hosted wild parties just before its COVID outbreak, and it's not stopping. A British woman vanished in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Her American boyfriend has stopped cooperating. I could wear this parachute cloud cotton robe all day. This little strip helped me organize my cords for good. Coronavirus nightmare at sea for the world's most essential workers. A porn star's open letter to Utah Republicans on their XXX cell phone ban. We can't do to the Senate what Brits did to the House of Lords. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier opening scene is spectacular, if only the rest was. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Unbeaten Gonzaga wallops Norfolk State to start NCAA tourney in style. Chip and chase, Frito-Lay truck stolen, pursued by police. World War II airman's remains finally returned to family after 78 years. Deadly fireworks blast in California causes $3.20 in damages. Fire destroys reptile house, inhabitants at Missouri Zoo. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Space hurricane of plasma spotted above Earth's North Pole. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. NASA's Mars helicopter completes tests, nears historic flight. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Ken Taylor, CEO of Texas Roadhouse, dies by suicide at age 65 after suffering severe post-COVID symptoms. Widow of Linkin Park frontman Chester Bennington pays tribute to late rocker on what would have been his 45th birthday. We need protection. One day before Atlanta shooting spree, Georgia state senator warned of anti-Asian violence. Half of UK adults have received at least one dose of coronavirus vaccine, huge success. Miami Beach imposes 8 p.m. curfew amid spring break crowds, closes 3 major bridges to South Beach. More than 300 NYC marchers rally to protest Cuomo, push for progressive policies. Facebook building Instagram for children under 13. Sharon Osbourne controversy leads to another extension of the talk hiatus. Real gun disguised as Nerf gun found in North Carolina drug raid. Search underway in New Hampshire for Massachusetts woman who vanished while walking her dog. The following headlines are from military.com. Warner, Duckworth call for action on military families' food insecurity. Air Force target drone washes up on Florida beach. Former astronaut is Biden's choice to lead NASA. India, U.S. to expand military engagement, defense ties. Buddhist monasteries noise complains lead U.S. Air Force to suspend training at Scottish Range. The Air Force directed units to get rid of problematic logos, but didn't track results. In change, Army grants new mothers a full year to meet body fat standards. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Suspect in custody after Chicago police officer shot on West Side, marking third cop shot within week. That's a crazy block down there. Hundreds gather for Stop Asian Hate March at Logan Square Monument. Here's what you need to know about COVID-19 vaccines in Illinois. Viewing Chickagahenge, here's how it works. Final winter sunset. COVID-19 in Illinois by the numbers. Here's a daily update on cases, positivity rate and hospital data in your area. COVID-19 cases in Illinois by zip code. Search for your neighborhood. Where the coronavirus data stands in the U.S. and world, vaccinations, cases and deaths. Illinois COVID-19 vaccine tracker, 39,791 additional people fully vaccinated for a total of 1,730,625, 13.58% of the state's population including 39.24% of those over 65, 120,426 doses administered yesterday. Daily Illinois coronavirus graphs, 25 new deaths, 1,962 new confirmed and probable cases and 77,661 new test results. The statewide positivity rate for cases is 2.6%. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Meteor streaks over Cuba, causes explosion. Eruption of Iceland volcano easing, not affecting flights. Japan lifts tsunami advisory after strong quake off northeast. How Finland embraced being world's happiest nation. An easy way to reduce socio-economic disparities. Icelandic volcano subsiding after first eruption in 900 years. Iceland's main volcanic eruptions. Record rains, flooding prompt evacuations in Australia. Carbon footprint, is man's best friend the planet's enemy? Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Sunday, March 21st, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Why less exercise can bring better results. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. McDavid records goal, assist as Oilers rally past Jets 4-2. Texas stunner, number 14 Abilene Christian osts Horns 53-52. George Leonard lead Clippers 125-98 rout of Hornets. Skelton, Southern cruise past Texas Southern, 51-23. Pushing past the pandemic, Samish tribe finds ways to maintain cultural connection. Mariners bullpen cannot hold 5-run lead in a 6-5 loss to the Rangers. Face-off violation penalty helps Blues beat Sharks 5-2. Sebastian Bourdais drives to win in 12 hours of Sebring. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Bay Area High School football, Saturday scoreboard. De La Salle rolls past Monte Vista as Cowbound Star leads way. Saturday night 1, Pac-12 unbeaten through first round, in range of record-breaking NCAA cash haul. 3 takeaways from the Warriors' loss to the Grizzlies, including Alan Smailagich's uncertain future. Rare call burns San Jose Sharks and loss to St. Louis Blues. Positive iris tests bounce coup from NCAA's, Oregon advances. 6 brainwashing drive to clear the COVID Blues, roadshow. Without Curry, Looney, undermanned Warriors fall to Grizzlies. 1 person in custody after stabbing in San Jose. Photos, first day of spring arrives in Bay Area. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Mississippi teacher starts community pantry just to help. Alabama's hidden history, how highway could fuel tourism. A New Orleans restaurant nearly lost to COVID-19 comes back. Teen honors father, carves new path 6 years after massacre. Indiana abstract art exhibits inspired by Rorschach ink plots. Community icon has fed East Biloxi for more than 4 decades. Gender-neutral salon creates safer place for haircuts. Home a man to bike across Gulf Coast fundraising for veterans. Macon record store battling time, technology turns 50. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Will the Biden administration shine light on shadowy special ops programs? This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Sunday, March 21st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Sleep disturbances may contribute to weight gain in menopause. Combination thyroid hormone therapies treat hypothyroidism as well as levothyroxine. Spanish-speaking children experience higher rate of obesity than English-speaking children. Genetic evidence suggests men can develop PCOS-like condition. Night owls with gestational diabetes may face higher risk of pregnancy complications. Poor diabetes control in children tied to high risk for COVID-19 complications, death. Children with adrenal insufficiency are 10 times more likely to die from COVID-19. Semaglutide reduces excess body fat in people with obesity. Largest ever analysis of its kind finds Cushing's syndrome triples risk of death. Common drugs for type 2 diabetes and obesity do not increase breast cancer risk. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Horoscope for Sunday, March 21st, 2021. 2 shot, 1 fatally in Douglas, police. Ohio man to serve over 15 years in prison for suburban truck stop shooting. Hundreds gather at Logan Square Monument for Stop Asian Hate rally. Blackhawks avoided fighting back against Lightning aggressions at Jeremy Colleton's request. Antonio Torres leads Naperville Central past Waubonsee Valley. Armed Joliet man charged with barricading himself inside home with ex-girlfriend's children, police. White Sox outfielder Adam Engel leaves game with hamstring strain. Blackhawks losing streak continues with another loss to Lightning. 3 takeaways from Cubs spring training with 2 weeks until opening day. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Sunday, March 21st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are about world records making news. Video, Skyfront hybrid drone beats world record for endurance flight, commercial drone professional. Explained, Beeman, Powell, Chistayakova, Anju, why long jump records are long-standing, the Indian Express. 72-year-old man in Japan powering up to break own bench press world record, the Mainichi. World record 8 lambs born to Scottish Irish Farmers Journal. 6 bizarre Guinness World Records achieved in Greenwich, News Shopper. SWCC sets Guinness World Record with least energy-consuming diesel plant in world, Saudi Gazette. Laval soccer fanatic looks to break soccer world record he broke in 2020 for a second time, CTV News Montreal. BTS bag new Guinness World Record after Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award success, Geo News. The Rundown, Para World Champ Nate Recon smashing records, redefining limits, and the hunt for Tokyo Gold, Canadian Running Magazine. Athletics, China's Yang breaks women's 20 km race walk world record, Reuters. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Brazilian regulators fine Apple nearly $2 million over chargerless iPhone 12. With rumored redesign around the corner, Apple discontinues 2 iMac configurations. This game reimagines Pac-Man as a playable font where creatures capitalize instead of evolve. Acer reportedly hit with $50 ransomware attack, says companies like it are constantly under attack. The latest Godzilla vs. Kong trailer teases a very special guest star. Broadcast signal intrusion follows grief down a freaky, tech-generated rabbit hole. 7 extinct species that eventually reappeared. The Last Unknown takes viewers to some of the most remote islands on Earth. Saturday's best deals, Animal Crossing gift bundle, shredding meat claws, Mook jump starter, soothing shower steamers, posture trainer, and more. Treat an Animal Crossing fan to this officially licensed gift bundle for just $77 right now. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Ngigmi at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 90.76 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 68.2 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Mouse embryos grow for days in culture, but the requirements are a bit nuts. Facebook finally explains its mysterious new wrist wearable. Apple bent its rules for Russia, and other countries will take note. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Republican's widow wins his seat in Congress, after he dies of COVID before being sworn in, report. Why did Trump's top officials lie about China and Russia? Watch, Jeanine Pirro stunned as her guest calls her out on facts. Texas facing crisis because of how Republicans set up coronavirus vaccination system, report. Zoom paying no taxes while getting rich is proof the system is rigged, Robert Reich. Dad dropped 2-year-old trying to escape zoo enclosure after photo attempt fails spectacularly, report. How evangelicalism's racist roots and purity culture teachings catalyzed the Atlanta killings. Biden admin is ignoring obsolete economic dogma, and the policy impacts are profound. Economist has cheap fun contrasting job gains under Trump and Biden. The GOP is now a far-right party, experts shocked at agenda of election nullification. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Steve Bannon, wellness warrior? America's right-wing patriots are fawning over the British monarchy to own the libs. Marjorie Taylor Greene rakes in cash after Twitter briefly suspends her. You won't be able to go watch the Tokyo Olympics in person. A salty solution for methane-belching cows. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Scientists investigate the role of gut microbiota in risk for severe mental disorders. James Moore. NookCube reviews, Best Nootropics and Brain Supplement in 2021, Vents Magazine. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Sunday, March 21st, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. More UFOs detected than public knows, admits former intelligence chief. Jet interceptors chase UFOs in DC skies. UFO Chronicle 1952. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Sunday, March 21st, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno@xenomails 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.